So I travel around and do lectures at different colleges, jails, different places. And I never thought this would happen to me again. But on February 22nd in 99, I had a friend who was coming to visit with me for the weekend. And we're out late at night, all on the town, and we were around 11 o'clock. We're sitting together, and I realized that I was kind of done. So I went home for the night, switched my pajamas, got on the couch, and I was chatting with my friend, and all of a sudden, my friend comes back into the house, and she didn't ring the doorbell or didn't knock. She just came in, and I was like, "Excuse me, like you just came into my house without knocking or ringing the doorbell?" And I said, "Okay, it's an emergency. Please get up, change out your PJs." Like, you just come into my house and now you want me to change in my PJ without, like, excuse me, what? Why? Now I'm telling you, it's an emergency. Please come with me. She said, I'm not going with you. There's no way that, I'm going without knowing what's happening. And we went back and forth a little bit. And, okay, your good friend, Dewan? Yeah, I know about Dewan. He's one of my good friends. We grew up together. Okay, something happened with him. Okay, tell me. No, go change, and you need to come with me. No, I'm not going with you until you tell me what's going on. She said, okay, I'll tell you. Dewan has just been killed. And I was like, no, that doesn't make any sense. She said, yep, please, I'm telling you, go change. I'll explain more. I said, all right, I don't really understand. This doesn't make sense, but I'll go change. All right. So I told my other friend, I was like, she's joking. She means like he's, curious about, and she said, nope, I'm serious. He's been killed. He's dead. I'm like, is that why people are calling me at 4 in the morning? I looked at my other friend and I explained like we grew up together and she looked really sad. I just kind of looked at the both of them and this is Dewan. We grew up since we were 3 years old. We went to the same school and then he was like my brother. After we graduated, we went to college together. And I just don't know what to do. What do I do? And she told me he was killed by a drunk driver. And I was like, what? That is impossible. My father was killed by a drunk driver. Are you telling me this happened again? That is impossible. How does that even happen? And he was walking and he got hit by a car. So the driver, and she explained, and she said, I haven't had a car since I got hit. It was an older 12 BMW. Worse, pregnant, 7. Upset, pregnant. Find out I was born in June. That's why I don't drive. I was thinking that night, I was going to go manage the car, thinking about what's happening with a baby in the cold weather. And he's hit by drunk driver. About that, I was curious. I missed. I was gonna go walk. It's don't walk. So how beautiful people drive with the principal born in the 8th. I'm proud of my cute family. My uncle is about 18, up 12. Smell white. Yes. Came back. Furniture room. A volunteer room. My father is checking in on things. Moved over to China. Girl. That evening is Imagine. It's all crazy. So there was another boy. They were both deaf. There's two of them. Mark was here in the front, and then someone else was in the back. They were going through. There were a lot of buildings. Well, he tapped him on the shoulder. Something about Mark. And so they're walking. And then Mark heard a loud bang. And so he turns around and his friend is gone. And he sees a car zoom past him. And then it crashes. That's the worst way to die. He ran across the bridge asking for help, help, help. I need help. And there's some other people who looked and saw him fall, and they were just kind of surrounding, and nobody really knew what to do. I checked his pulse, and it seemed to be finished. He died right there on the spot. I know a little bit about that. It's easy to shrivel up, and your body doesn't die. You don't want to leave it there. You want to make sure that you cover it so that not everybody just sees. So deaf people are interpreters. They needed help. We started asking. That was kind of that. I didn't say anything. I had to tell his mother. She was saying, no, that's wrong. And I connected with his mom. And I gave her the information. And she said it's impossible that Dewan is dead. And it's very confusing for her. And I said, yep, he was hit by a drunk driver and he was 20 years old. How does that happen in 1 hour? Dewan was 34, he wasn't drunk. It doesn't matter. A drunk driver can just go and just change your life real fast. And father hit something. Look what the lawyer said. There's cops involved. Alcohol. The 6th hour. 3 people show up. 3 cops. And they tell me, look at the car. Show up. How do you notice that? Fall suite. Dewan. I was reminded of the time that Dewan called me. Friends of Dewan called me and asked to help with the funeral. And it was so jarring because I'd just known him as a whole human being, and now I was helping prepare his funeral. They wanted me to be a pallbearer, and they had asked 6 more family members. And that was just atrocious to me to be one of the. I know I'm proud that I was very close with him, but it's awful to have to carry your friend and bury him. That's one of the worst experiences for me from my past. Like, my father was killed by a drunk driver, and my friend. I was so upset. Like, I've had enough of this. And at least with my father, I don't remember. I was so young. I was 9 months old. But this, and people would always say throughout your life, oh, your father, and what about your dad? And I, don't really remember. But with Dewan being gone, I knew I've known him for 24 years. Like we shared a life together. We were people. We grew up together. And now he's just gone. And I can imagine a whole life of, staying busy with him, involved with. I'm thinking about high school and, being deaf together growing up. And he was the first out of my whole friends. We went to college together. He was a wonderful role model for a lot of people. And now he's gone because a drunk driver decided to kill him. So with Dewan dying, different family later, sister, brother, father, drive, remember. Their baby died of SIDS. So two people in that family died. The father of the drunk driver and the baby of SIDS. About drunk driving. So please, please don't drink and drive, no matter what you do. If you drink anything, just don't drive at all. It's not worth anything of your life or somebody else's life for you to drive that night. The minimum is 6 months in jail or a fine. That's it. But the possibility of ruining another life? Come on, that's crazy. So I don't understand drunk driving. I want to teach people about it. And with both of these situations, it's so confusing, depending on different people. And just please never drive drunk. We made it through, folks.